All right. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We are live and alive with three of my favorite designers in this industry. It is the Magical Mystery Bead Box Create-A-Thon presented by Jesse James Beads. My name is Sarah James, and I have with us today Danielle Wickes.
Hey.
And we've got Wendy Whitman.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Meredith Roddy. Guys, it is so great to be here with you today. We were just saying before we went live, like, oh, we feel like we see each other all the time because it's on like camera and there's a lot of broadcasts that happen on Facebook. But it's been a minute since we've all gotten together. And I'm just happy to be sitting here in the room with you all.
Me too.
Me too. It's great.
So as everyone is just tuning in, I would love just like a little bit of catch up. What's been going on in everyone's lives? What are you doing with jewelry making? What's been happening?
Who wants to go first? Not me. I'm
It's always
to
weird when we do it over these
share the
broadcasts.
screen.
Like, who wants to go? We're not
I
person
know.
like that sort of banter. But yeah, Danielle, start us off. What's been going on?
Well, I just got back from Tucson, and I got to see some of you guys there.
Mhm.
It was really fun. And since I've been back, I've just been trying to catch up because I got behind. You know, if you lose a week like that, you gotta tread in water for like the next month, right? So that's kind of where I've been at, just trying to catch up with everything that's due. And I'm just getting into. I've been doing like peyote stitch patterns.
Oh,
Cool.
I'm getting excited about this new. Have you guys heard of the AI software that does the image generation from text?
no.
So I
Tell me
nerded out
more,
on that
I'm
for a little bit
intrigued.
and started making peyote patterns with it.
Wow.
I know, right, Meredith? You're gonna love this. So I've just been stitching away, and it's a bit of a rabbit hole, and I don't have time for it, but make
I
time
can't
when
even
you're obsessed. Right?
fathom how that works, Danielle. Can you give me like the elevator pitch?
It saves you time as long as you don't make 40 patterns and then sit there and make 5 of them in a day instead of doing your work. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That sounds so cool. And Danielle, I always think of Danielle Wickes as like, you're like a master at your craft and you're like very innovative and also like technical. So like, I feel like the way that Danielle explains things, it's like, yes, this is like how we're going to like really fully wrap our head around a concept
yeah.
because Danielle has put her brain on it. So thank you. I look forward to seeing this development for you and for all of us.
Thanks.
For sure. So Wendy, what's been going on with you? What's been inspiring you? What's going on in Wendy's world?
Oh goodness, I've just been trying to stay caught up like everybody else. I've taken on a couple new things and dropped out a couple things. So I've done a live with Sam from Sam's Bead Box. That was a lot of fun. Had never done that before, but Sam is so sweet. And then Jennifer Miller and I have started a live once a month, creating just something. So it's been a lot of fun. We kind of have a good rapport. We hit it off. So we're doing that live once a month. And yeah, it's just busy, you know.
I like love that. Like this is like, is this not like the shiniest silver lining out of COVID that like we are hanging out from all different places all over the country and all over the world
Yeah.
and like doing jewelry making and inspiring each other like here just on the internet. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's really cool that you're doing that with Jennifer once a month. I'm
So
excited to see
fun.
that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us can thank Sarah for bringing us all together during COVID.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
that's really when you came to light with your camps and with your
Mhm.
all the different events that you've been doing, and we're really the catalyst for bringing together people who maybe we worked together once or twice, or we knew of each other, or we bumped into each other in Tucson, but having the opportunity to spend a significant amount of time together, that's priceless. And you really were a driving force behind a lot of that collaboration. So on behalf of me and the group, I thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, I love it. Like we love doing this. Like Jesse James Beads loves community. We love education, and that's why it's so cool to be able to work with such amazing educators and designers as yourself. And something big that's going on for all of us coming up in the next, well, let's see, month and a half, is that we all have Jesse James Beads' second annual Beads and Blooms Jewelry Making Festival.
I got to get on that, Sarah. I'm a little behind the gun.
You're not though, because like Meredith has the coolest project planned for us, but we're taking it and we're doing it instead of just doing one color, we're doing it ombre. And y'all have to just wait to see what's going up with that one, but don't wait too long because we only have like 20 spots left.
Wow.
For Beads and Blooms.
Awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be so great. We have the theme for this one is tea party. We love a good theme at Jesse James Beads. I love costumes and themes, and that's just a little bit of like intel on my world. But the theme for our jewelry making event, we're doing 7 classes. These are 7 classes, 7 designers. 3 of your designers are right here on this screen right now. And our theme for this spring themed jewelry making educational event is Garden Tea Party, which I love.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, okay, well, we're here. We're getting into the 10-minute mark on our hour that we have together. So I don't want to take up too much more time before we go down to the mat. What we are gathered here today is to create with the Jesse James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. This is our monthly subscription program. Each month has its own theme and its own vibe, and it has like 8 to 10 different beads and components and parts and pieces. And what we like to do at Jesse James Beads is get together with an invitation with some of our designer friends to come here and give you all a little bit of inspiration on what to make with your box. So this month's theme that we're doing, this is actually last month's theme. It's Pirate Getaway. And if you are a Magical Mystery Bead Box subscriber, your box is getting packed right now upstairs and shipped out tomorrow morning. But alas, if you are a subscriber and you already have a box, then maybe you're looking for some inspiration. Maybe you've been inspired yourself already. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what it is that you guys create, you 3 amazing designers, Danielle, Wendy, and Meredith. So if we want to get our hand cams turned on, we can start doing a little bit of creating. I'll take us around the horn to each of these designers' mats, and we can just, chat and have fun for the next 45 minutes, hour.
You didn't tell us who was going first, Sarah.
Oh, you're right. I didn't. Who wants to be first? Raise your hand. Who in the classroom would like to come up and share their presentation first? Don't all jump at once.
Danielle has her hand raised. Yay, Danielle.
Exemplary student, Danielle.
I forgot my glasses. Sorry.
Teacher's pet.
I'm wearing my contacts.
Let's bring Danielle's overhead into the screen, and I am going to solo lay out this for all of us so we can take a peek at what Danielle has come up with and do a little bit of inspired creating. Danielle, take it away.
All right. So I went a little crazy and I started just making stuff. I love the pirate theme.
Yay.
Try not to sing pirate songs and Jimmy Buffett songs while working on it. But look at this. Looks like an owl, doesn't it? I keep seeing an owl.
Oh,
Is it just me?
Oh, yeah, the eyes.
the FIMO bead at first.
So I wanted a bracelet with just him. So that was one of the first things I did was I just did a little macrame with the little magnetic. And I have other ideas I'm going to do. So luckily I have a second box here to try out other things with those. And then I made a Tortuga necklace over here. And the only thing I added was I put a black pearl because the black pearl.
Yes.
And so this is like a choker style, a little bit longer than a choker, more like a collarbone, but it joins in the front like that. It's really cute.
Oh, I love it.
And then just tons of sparkle. I basically just had an earring party. I went to town, just putting things together.
So cute.
I felt like these needed to happen. I love this. This one just made itself, like pop it together with some jump rings. This one is on beading wire. I really like this one. It came out so good. And then I just did some like wire wrapping. And the other thing I wanted to try today was to do one of these, but with just the tiny crystals. So if I can get to it. Yeah. And, and last but not least, the ones I'm wearing. Okay, so these are my favorite. That's why I can't take them off. I've been wearing these all week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love these so much. They're like, how cool is that? They're so
Can
much.
you hold that a little bit closer up? I want to see how the feather's connected. Oh, wow.
I just did a jump ring to, these are simple loops just on the beads here. And then the chain is attached here with the cube bead at the top.
Wow. I really love what you did there. Like you almost made, okay, so Danielle almost created like her own sort of rosary chain using some of the funky elements from the Magical Mystery Bead Box.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's because chain jewelry is such a trend right now, I'm finding that
Wow.
I just had to do something kind of like that, but with the feather. So it is super piratey. So Jack Sparrow. Like,
Totally. Hey, Danielle, while we're down on your cam, can you show us the card from the box one more time? Okay, Lorena, to answer your question, no, this is the February box. We're creating with the box from February, which we actually do have a few of these available over at jessiejamesbeads.com for retail purchase. The March box is still a secret, and that one is getting packed up and shipped tomorrow. So cute.
Love
Danielle, I love what you picked. What I gotta ask, Wendy, Meredith, what's your favorite from Danielle's? I know what mine is.
Oh goodness.
I really like the feather earrings with the pirate chain. Those are just, the chain is so unique. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. And I actually also did earrings with the parrots. Mine are a little bit different though. And I love how the same materials in the hands of different designers become totally different designs.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of who has the same sort of design sensibility. And Danielle and I are definitely birds of a feather.
Oh,
When it comes to designing.
so true.
So I always love seeing what Danielle does.
and then Danielle, I have a question. Can you hold up the bracelet that you did one more time?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that so I love like how it feels like an underwater treasure to me because it's like the beads. I know that the beads came from a couple different places because I'm very familiar with this box at this point. Like they came from different bead mixes in the strand. But is that the Bead-A-Thon repeat cord?
It is. Let's see. What is this stuff?
It looks like it could be. I like it.
So it's from my stash. So I'm not 100% sure where I got it, but I think it could be. Yeah, it's really thin. It's like oh gosh, I feel like it's a 0.8 millimeter, 0.08.
I try so hard to keep things like by vendors for that very reason, that like when you get asked that question, it's so like you want to be able to say exactly where the thing came from, but if things get out of whack or out of boxes, sometimes it's like I have no idea where this came from, how long I've had it.
I know it's like a waxed cord of some kind. And it's sticky. It's a little bit sticky.
Oh, I like it. I love the way, I like the color that you chose to go with the beads. It's really fun.
Thank you. Yeah, that was why I went with this one versus one that I knew what it was, because it was the color.
I
wanted it to be like a sand, just to look
like
it.
It's good to like use this stuff in your stash.
Yeah, use up that. Like, it was literally like a nest, just a balled up nest in one of my boxes.
Yeah, one of those.
I've been pulling out a lot of stuff that looks like that from my various parts of my studio recently, so I can definitely understand and appreciate that.
For sure, yeah.
So I'm gonna pull Meredith over here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what Meredith's got. I love, Meredith, how you had mentioned like how different people, how you give the same set of designers or give different designers the same set of materials, and then you see what everyone's design aesthetic is. It's like such a fun challenge.
Exactly. Now you see what I did first, of course, which is sort everything out. And I actually had everything sorted out at home, and I had to resort it out before our show today. But this is my favorite. These are my fun favorites.
I love
Aren't those adorbs?
Oh my gosh, love them.
So part of the reason why I was so excited about this this particular box, Sarah, is
Mhm.
because my family, we like to go on Disney cruises, and every Disney cruise there is a pirate night. And so and I love making themed jewelry, not only for myself for the cruise, but when you go on Jam Cruise, do you give things to the staff as well?
Yep.
Yeah, so I like to do that for the staff. And for Pirate Night, this is going to be perfect. And so I finished the earrings, and then I wanted to make a multi-strand necklace. And so I'm trying to make sure that my frame is framed correctly. I took this focal bead here, which is so beautiful, and each one is different. And I just strung it on a piece of 20 gauge or maybe 18 gauge artistic wire, and then put this chain on because I needed to do something with the chain immediately. And then I got stuck. But what I did before we went live today is I grabbed 2 different colors of the multicolor wire, because the palette in both of these pick up so many of the colors in these beads so well. And so I thought while we were playing around, I was going to do some links. Links are always kind of my go-to if I'm a little bit stumped or a little bit challenged on what to do next with any given project. I just kind of start making links, and then the beads start talking to me and talking to each other, and then I can really have a good opportunity to see how things want to go together. So that's what I'm going to do while we're playing around today, is just kind of make a bunch of links and then see where we go from there.
That's really good inspiration, Meredith.
Thank you, Sarah.
I mean it, because I think that all jewelry makers or crafters or whatever it is that your artistic hobby may be, you come to a point where you're like stumped. And sometimes I find if I'm getting creative, sometimes I push myself to the very late hours, burning the midnight oil. And it's okay, girl, you got to just stop. Don't force the creativity. But sometimes you just sit at your desk and you know that you're so inspired by the products in front of you. You just need a little bit of a nudge. So that's why I like that you suggested something to, your nudger.
Yep, this is my nudger. And then maybe they'll become earrings, maybe they'll become a bracelet, maybe they'll become the second or third strand on my 3-strand necklace, where I know I'm eventually going to go with this. But yeah, it just, sometimes it takes me a minute, especially when I have a lot of tabs open on the old brain. Just kind of getting back to the basics, doing some wrapped loops and some wire work. It usually helps bring about a really fun idea.
Well, speaking of fun ideas, before we flip down to Wendy, actually, I'm going to add Wendy's camera on in here. Guys, we have a really fun giveaway. So I have got 3 bonus boxes here. They're in my stash, in addition to the 1 box that I will keep for myself, because in the closet right back there is a library of every Magical Mystery Bead Box since the beginning of time.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
That is fun.
But anyway, if you are interested in winning one of the 3 boxes, you are going to enter right now in the comments, Magical Mystery Bead Box, just like that. I'm going to type it for you. Magical Mystery Bead Box. Okay. And we'll pick some winners on Friday, give this video sometimes so some extra people can watch it. But we've got 3 giveaways going on today.
Nice.
That is very generous and very exciting.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, I want to have 1 for me, but I don't need 4. So I'd love to share the love. And Magical Mystery Bead Box is so much fun. It's love from the start to the end. The ideas and the concepts that we come up for each theme are really great. Then developing the products and making sure that there's cord to work with, or chain and bead mixes and focal pieces and all kinds of really fun parts and pieces. It's just fun to curate that. Then everything arrives to us and we get to packaging it, and then we get to boxing it up and sending it to people. And then all of our subscribers start getting it in the mail, and then we get to give it to our designers. It's just it's very exciting.
It's just one more way that you're creating community.
Yeah, we love that here. So thank you for noticing. All right, I'm gonna flip us on over to Wendy. You got a little more shy when I'm the solo aspect here. Down to Wendy's mat. Let's see what Miss
All
Wendy
right.
is working
Well,
out here.
I am working on a multi-strand bracelet.
Okay.
And so I want to do a strand with this chain because I think it's so cute. Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, look at that. So cute. And then I'm going to do a strand. I've already strung this one. I used the Tortuga strand and then all the gold elements out of, which strand was that? The Caribbean Escape, I think. And then I'm going to do a strand with these beads. And I had kind of the same idea as Meredith in making links with this wire. So I'm going to do links on here. And then I'm making these little flower elements. I just thought these bead caps were so cute. And I put the Tortuga bead in the middle and put a ball head pin. And then I can make one here. It'll make more sense than me trying to say it probably.
Yeah, show us.
Okay. So I just take the little Tortuga bead. These are so pretty and sparkly. And put them on
little thunder polish beads. I think they were 3mm guys that we included in this box.
They're so pretty. And I put it on a ball head pin, so it gives it kind of like a center on there almost. Well, there we go.
There we go.
And then I just take this ball head pin and I'm going to make a wrapped loop, a big wrapped loop. So I bend it 90 degrees right above the end of the bead cap here. Then I take the round nose pliers and go over, rotate them up and come under. And that leaves me a little loop. And then I just grab this and I just wrap it until I can't wrap it anymore. Ooh, and what that's going to do when I put these on with little jump rings, it's going to make them stand up a little bit so that part will show on the... I'm going to put them all in a little cluster on this ring. So it's kind of a work in progress, but I'm getting there with it. So these are so pretty. I think these little thunder polish beads, they make just a really pretty little element here with this. It looks like a little flower in there.
Yeah, it's so cute. And I love like a dangle cluster like that because it almost looks like its own component, but really it's a set of many components.
Yes, I'm hoping it all comes together here like I have it envisioned in my mind. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it always comes out to be something, just maybe not necessarily what I was planning, but I think it's going to work out. We'll see. We'll find out.
So when you're creating, Wendy, that brings me to a question. Like when you are creating and say something doesn't come out exactly the way that you had originally envisioned it. Like, how does that affect you as a designer? Like, do you feel defeated? Do you feel like inspired to try again? Like what goes on for you as in your creative process if something like doesn't go as planned?
Well, there's two different ways that can go. It depends on if it's a total flop or if it turns into something I like, even though it wasn't what I envisioned. So if it's a total flop, I don't really get too discouraged. I just try. I take a lot of things apart. I mean, I have a pile over there. I was talking to somebody the other day and she said, I have a pile of things that I have to take apart. And I said, I do too. You know, everybody does, I think. And so a lot of things I will just set aside to take apart later. But a lot of times it just morphs into something else, you know, like I had one plan in mind. And sometimes it just doesn't work out, but it turns into something that I actually do like. So I don't know, it can go either way. But I like to try new things and experiment, you know, and just try new techniques and stuff. I'm always looking for something different to do. And so, yeah, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
I feel like it's like that quote, that old adage. It's like life happens when you're busy making plans.
Yes.
You know, you gotta just like roll with the punches and enjoy the journey.
Yes. In fact, you know that we're leaving tonight at 5 to go see our new grandbaby in Richmond. We've had this trip planned for weeks, had the hotel booked. And last night we figured out that instead of it being a 9-hour drive, it is a 15-hour drive. We didn't realize that. And they called and canceled our hotel. They told us that they were closed for renovations and we would have to get another hotel. So
Gosh.
it's been a trip, but it's going to be exciting. We're excited about it. So yeah, life, it happens. You just have to move along with it, make the best of it and change your plans. Jewelry's the same way.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
When we have our Beads and Blooms jewelry making event is the next Jesse James Beads All Heart event that's coming up in the springtime. And this is I like all of our events for different reasons. And the jewelry making event that we have in the springtime is very much about like growth and renewal and just like, refreshing of ourselves and just taking time to breathe and bloom, beads and blooms, and just everything that you just mentioned, Wendy, about like, being able to roll with the punches. And if your jewelry piece doesn't come out exactly the way that you had planned for it originally, to be able to just flow and breathe. And I think it's a reminder. Like springtime is a good reminder for that. And that's one of the reasons we incorporate that sort of mentality into Beads and Blooms. And I'm just so tickled that you three are going to be there.
Oh, I'm excited about it.
It is always my most fun weeks of the season. And now that you have it spread out a little more, it's even more fun for a longer amount of time. It's just, it's something to look forward to. It's something to be a part of. It's something to remember fondly. Just wonderful, wonderful events.
Thank you. Yeah, Meredith, it's, I feel like having it spread out like kind of extends the fun a little bit. So what Meredith was mentioning are the dates for Beads and Blooms. So our springtime education event starts on May 11th. We've got a class on May 11th and May 12th. And then we've got 5 classes the following week from May 17th to the 19th. They're all in the afternoon or early evening, so our West Coasties can join in and not be like up at the crack of dawn. And then we're our final event for the Beads and Blooms. Our final class, our final hangout for Beads and Blooms is a show and tell Zoom. So we all get together just like this, and you can share the projects that you're working on or the ones that you completed, and just like a fun community building event. And it kind of reminded me the way that Danielle was showing us all the projects that she made with this box to get us started with this Facebook Live here today. Danielle was showing us so many fun things from her box. And like, this is such a wonderful show and tell. This reminds me of what we've got. It makes me think of some of what we've got upcoming for Beads and Blooms.
Can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
How many classes are there total, Sarah?
7
Awesome.
For Beads and Blooms.
Wow.
Meredith.
One of the things that I love, I don't know if it's just this box in particular, but I have been using all of the bead caps in a little bit different ways than I necessarily have in the past. I really like how the bead caps fit into the large holes of the large hole beads. That's one of the challenges that I sometimes have with large hole beads, because you always want to fill up the space inside as much as you can. But if you start filling them up with bead caps, that starts minimizing the movement and minimizing the friction that those bead caps might put on your stringing material. And also it looks super cute.
It looks very piratey to me.
Yes, exactly.
I'm feeling the vibe, Meredith. I like it.
But I cannot get enough of these parrots. They are my favorite from this set. They're so stinking cute.
Gosh, we found those parrots such a long time ago, and we wanted to produce them. Like we found them. Oh, gosh, I don't even remember. And we were like looking to do something like big and major with them, and then it just never came to be. And they were in Stacy's stash, our lead designer's stash, for about a year, and then finally we came up with this theme. It's like our kind of nod to resort wear for February. Like everyone's tired of snow and needs a little, we need a little tropical pep in our steps. So that's where the Pirate Getaway theme came from for February. And these little parrots finally got a home, and I'm so happy that they did.
Oh, I'm so happy that they did too. And that, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have to wait for years before the right things come together.
Yeah, it's not just jewelry makers at home's personal stash. It's also, curators and manufacturers like ourselves at Jesse James Beads that will sit on some stuff until it has the perfect spot.
Well, you have to wait for the inspiration to strike.
True.
And I have found now the perfect use for the multicolor wire is making a little triangle bail
Okay, show us.
For this crystal. It's the perfect colors. And instead of hanging it with, a regular bail or a jump ring, we can make something a little more fancy and a little nicer looking. I don't know.
Now, you said you're going to make a triangle bail. Is that different from like the bails that we're used to seeing?
I don't know. It's just how it's a briolette bail, I guess. Maybe I used the wrong word for it. It's just, I call it a triangle because you make a triangle right above the bead and then bring your wires together. I made mine a little tight. I was a little overly enthusiastic. Let me see if I can give that a little pinch and maybe fix it. And then there are a lot of different ways to do this top part, but I kind of dig just pulling this over and making a simple loop at the top so I don't have too many wraps. But I know that different people do this different ways. Danielle, how do you do your wraps like this?
The simple
loop at the top? Or do you do a simple loop at the top like I did?
Oh, both? I think both.
Neither? Both?
Well, I wasn't watching the way you did that part. I just looked up just now. But I think we're doing it kind of similar.
Probably.
If I know
us, probably so.
Yeah, here, I'll put Danielle over into the camera. Do you want to show us yours? That's so pretty looking, Meredith.
Thank you.
That's gorgeous. So I did a few stringing things really quick just because I felt like I needed to see something in the bracelet category because I have so many earrings. So that's one thing I was doing. I'm gonna grab some wire. I'm just gonna grab some 22 gauge, and I'll show how I did one of the wraps that I did over here. Which one was it? Okay, so is this kind of like what you did, Meredith, where you did this kind of wrap?
Maybe. Hold on, I need my my big screen to catch up to my little screen so that I can see.
So that's kind of like a
A
brio.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I'll show how I do that, and maybe it's the same way. It's probably pretty close because I suspect I learned from watching your videos. So let's see. Let's just cut this much here, and I'll grab another one of those.
All of your dangle doos on dangle doos on dangle doos have now inspired me to do more dangle doos, Danielle.
Oh, they have? That's awesome. Let's see. I'll find if I have one more of those somewhere. I know I do.
I love doing these Create-A-Thons and watching our designers' projects slowly come together. Like I'm peeping over at Wendy's screen, and we'll take a look at her mat in just a little bit. But Wendy, I see you up there making something cool.
I was trying to watch Meredith do her briolette because I cannot do those briolette wraps. Like I can do the simple wrap like that, but where you go down, and make the the messy wrap, I cannot do it. It always comes off. I get so mad. So
where does it come off?
Like, when you start going down and down, it's like when you get to the wider parts of it, it always just won't stay. Like it's too loose. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't even usually do that part. I just stop. I do a simple little loop and then a simple wrap to go up,
yes,
and then a simple loop at the top to keep it nice and clean. And then I call it a day most of the time.
That's so much better. Yeah.
Okay. So Danielle just took hers. This is like I love that we're getting like multiple designers take on the same technique. Like this is like a fun Facebook live, like collaborative live in and of itself. So, okay, Danielle, walk us through. I see that one wire length is shorter than the other. That's intentional, yeah?
Yeah. I just cut about, I think it was 3.5 inches or so. And then I brought it through and then I just brought them together just to meet each other.
Okay.
And I'm making sure I have some sway. You don't want to do that too tight.
Yeah, I did mine way too tight. Full disclosure.
Gotta let easy to do its dangle.
In fact, I was so worried about doing that. That's why I put the spacer in front of it on this one. Because it was really hard for me not to do that on this small shape. It was a little easier on the larger shape not to do that. But especially with the crystal, I always get worried I'm gonna crush it. But then, so I got it on there. It's moving. And then the way I like to do it is I'll kind of like take each of these now and bend them. And of course, leaving a lot of air, right? And there's, depending on the stone, like there's different ways to do this, but, and then of course, still making sure it moves. And then once I've got that, I'll get my round nose and just kind of holding the round nose in place here. And I want to trim just the short one. And I'm going to trim it. Careful here. Move it away. So it's kind of almost flush like that. Let me show you guys.
Oh.
And this can still move on there, making sure it can still wiggle. And if it can't, give it a little air.
Okay.
And go a little higher. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to do a wrap loop, just like you did, Meredith. Same thing as you did. Bringing it around. I do my wrap loops kind of backwards. I was kind of fold them a different direction. Once there's contact like that, then I'll grab my chain nose and just kind of hold it in place for a second and bring that around. And I'm going to do a lot of times around because you want to really secure that in there. Still making sure you can move your stone.
So basically the little tail is just getting wrapped up within the big tail right now.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was two different techniques. That's really neat.
Was it different? Because I missed the beginning of Meredith, so I wasn't sure.
So totally different, but I'm so glad that you did that. I've been talking for weeks now about bringing a bunch of my designer friends onto the Beadle Facebook Live so that everybody can show their different ways of doing loops.
I love it.
Because there isn't one right way, unless you're talking to Wyatt, in which case there is one right way. But there are a lot of different ways to do both wrap loops and simple loops and briolet loop. Oh my gosh, wraps like you're showing now. And I think that the more opportunities people see to have different ways of doing it, the more likely someone is going to find success.
Yes.
So wait for my invitation for that.
I would love to come to that. Yeah. I would love to come as a student.
I know, so right? Cool. Me too. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah. But isn't that just the thing? Because even if you are a teacher, even if education is something that you do either out of your passion or your profession, you're still a student. We're all still students. It doesn't matter how well versed or how long we've been doing something. There's always room to learn.
I did one thing there that I mean, it had movement, but it didn't have enough movement to make me smile. So I just took my round noses and I went in there and I let them open up a little bit.
I love that you need enough movement to make you smile. And I'm like, I don't want it to move at all. And I actually squeezed it so that it wouldn't move. I think that says a lot about the difference in Danielle and my personalities. I'm not sure that what it says, but it says something.
You guys are cracking me up.
Me too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Danielle, that is beautiful. Meredith, wait, let's see Meredith's really quick. She's holding hers up. Oh my God.
Oh,
your crystal has acquired.
So cute.
The other way around.
I love it.
Hey, my crystal's not going anywhere, but now I feel like I kind of want him to wiggle around a little bit more. But I'm not quite sure where he's going. I think that can you see? My camera's a little.
Do you know what it looks like, guys? Like in the crowd, let me know if you feel like this way. I feel like the parrot looks like he like swooped in and like picked up a beautiful shiny crystal from the jungle, and he's gonna take it back to the pirate ship because he's a pirate too.
I love your story. That's amazing.
He stole the stone.
He's so alone.
That's
Or maybe
awesome.
it was like buried treasure, and he just went like recovered the stone.
Yes,
Okay,
this is definitely a work in progress.
I love it. Gosh, snaps from Meredith. Looks so
Okay.
cool.
It'll be done by the time I go on my next cruise, Sarah.
Great. And then we all want to see a picture of Meredith wearing her pirate jewelry that she made at this JJB Create-A-Thon on her next Disney cruise. Am I right?
100%. Yeah. And also with my amazing dressed up buttons.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Disney.
I know. I was just like trying to think of a way of how we can work in some of the new Alice in Wonderland buttons into the Beads and Blooms kit.
Well, of course, because it's a tea party.
Because it's a tea party.
Right.
We're all mad here anyway. So
Maybe we can add one as a charm to my bracelet. It doesn't really go, but we can make it go.
no, it doesn't go. I feel like it's just got to be added as like a fun freebie. Like
Yeah.
you know, we always throw like fun extras into our event kits. So maybe we'll like, I gotta have the bead people talk to the button people. Have my people talk to people. We're all the same people. Like, I don't know if Dress It Up Buttons and Jesse James Beads are sister brands that operate on the same rooftop, then well, now you do. Let me flip over to Wendy. Let's see what Wendy's got going on. And also, as a quick reminder, if you missed it when I noted this probably about 30 minutes ago, we're giving away 3 of these boxes. I've got 4 in my stash. I said I can part with 3 and not be greedy. But if you're interested in receiving one of these boxes as a prize, enter in the comments Magical Mystery Bead Box, just like that. And let's go take a peek at Miss Wendy and see what she's doing with her Magical Mystery Bead Box.
Well, I have made little loop connectors here, and I am just connecting them. So we have this strand here, this strand, and the chain. And then I love that wire. It's so pretty with this. So I have connected a bunch of them. I've just made wire wrapped connectors. Whoops. And I'm almost ready to put the whole thing together. Let's see here. And so I did just regular wire wrapped loops. You know, they were doing briolette wraps. So these are just regular wire wrapped loops, but I thought this wire looked really pretty with the Tortuga beads.
I just love how all the beads and components are coming together.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, this is like I'm telling you, like when we curate and come up with and design the Magical Mystery Bead Box items, the items in these boxes are exclusive only to Magical Mystery Bead Box. So we design it for Mystery Box for our subscribers. We put a couple on the website, like extras, like maybe we'll put 20 boxes online just to sell through, in case someone isn't sure about Mystery Box and want to just buy a box first. But then that's it. That's it. So you get these like really fun exclusive components. So you can make jewelry that's not going to be found with like beads that aren't going to be found anyplace else.
Wow.
And they're like just singing together, Wendy. I love what you're doing there. I can't wait to see how you put it all together. The connections for this multi-strand.
I'm getting ready to do that once I crimp these 2. And you know, I've curated a couple of boxes and it's difficult. So I'm always so impressed with how you guys do this so well. You know, the colors, everything always matches. It's not easy to do. I don't know if people realize, but it is not easy to curate, to put together.
Well, we have a lot of fun with it, and I think it shows. Like this is like something we're planned out through September. The May box, we're currently taking subscribers now for May, and the May box is probably going to be my favorite box that we've like ever done because it's something that I personally am really inspired by, and I know that you all out there, it's a I don't want to tell too much. There's like a place of feeling, but it's like I know that there's a lot of inspiration from this particular vibe.
Intriguing.
I'm intrigued now, Sarah. I kind of want to guess. We can guess offline.
Yeah, like I'm so bad at. Well, I'm not. No, I'm actually very good at keeping secrets. But the reason I'm good at keeping secrets is because I'm not like giving away any sort of like tiny details. I feel like as soon as I start talking about something a little bit, I get so nervous I'm gonna slip and tell you all what it's about.
I bet if we all worked together, we could get Sarah to spill it.
That's what I was going to say. We just need to keep her talking.
So Wendy, also, I noticed on the end of your strands here, you're using some bead stoppers. I have some of those from Bead-A-Thon, and they're a fave of mine, Meredith. I just feel like,
yay!
It's a good way to like not like get sloppy and spill your beads all over the place. Keep everything organized.
Which I always, if I don't use the bead stoppers, I always dump the whole strand of beads, and then I'm just angry. So bead stoppers are wonderful.
Yay! I'm so glad that makes everyone here at Bead-A-Thon very happy.
They are wonderful.
I'm going to pop on down. Let's see. Danielle, I'm curious what you're working on. Let's take a look at Danielle's hand cam. Oh, she's got another parrot out.
Yeah, I want to do kind of something just really simple. I want to put the parrot on my wrist with some of these and a few other little beads mixed in. Just like that. Something, it might need to have some danglies. I don't know. We'll have to see.
It always needs danglies.
We'll play with it.
We some of our friends got married in Honduras last year. We went to Roatan for a long weekend. And this place that we stayed at, it was called Turtle Bay, and owned by this lovely, lovely couple. It was just bungalows all over and like very, like rustic kind of. And every day there were these macaws that would fly overhead. These brilliant red macaw, like jungle birds. And I'd never seen a parrot like that, except for like in a cage, which is like really sad to me, the parrots in cages.
Yeah.
But gosh almighty, was that like so just like inspiring and cool. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I got so excited that we had these wooden parrot beads in this mystery box.
I love them. They're so cute.
They are. They're adorable.
Oh, Danielle's working with the clasps now. How cool was the Bermuda Triangle clasp assortment in this one? This is
awesome because it has a charm hook on it, which really lends itself nicely to become that necklace as the focal, right? Because you can hang, but also just because I'll put a charm on it, a charm on my bracelet.
Nice.
So cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a good idea. I didn't even realize that was going on. I got hung up on how awesome the magnet on the magnet clasp was. It's very difficult to find good magnets that are going to be strong enough on magnet clasps, and that one definitely is.
So true. Yeah. It's a very good magnet. I like it.
Meredith, I just love what's going on here with this parrot. Gosh,
I love these kinds of challenges because they force me to work in ways that I'm not used to doing.
Yes.
And I used to really not like a design on the fly kind of an experience, but now I let it go. I don't get too hung up on, that's a micro plier. That's not, or a micro crimper. That's not going to help me. Oh, I grabbed the wrong crimper. I have a micro and a mighty. That is not helpful to me right now. I'm going to have to get up for a second. Can you take somebody else's camera for a moment so I can get the right crimping tool?
Gotcha. Here, I'll take us over to Wendy real quick.
All right.
Wendy, where are we at right now in your process?
I have strung them all up and they're all crimped, and this little tail is giving me trouble. So these are the 4 layers of this bracelet. And I'm going to hook them all together with a jump ring on either end.
Okay.
And use this beautiful, love this lobster clasp. It is so cute. And then we're going to attach all of these guys. And I'm thinking I may put a parrot on there because they are so cute. So we may do a parrot dangle as well. Oh, aren't they cute? So I'm just going to take the big, this is a 12 millimeter jump ring.
Nice. I was going to ask what size it was.
Yes, 12 millimeter. And I like to use these just to hook my lobster clasps onto because they're just so big and, you know, they just hook right on there so easily. And I may be able to hook him right on here. I may have to use a jump ring. I think I'm going to have to use a jump ring. So let me get a little jump ring for the skeleton or skull. These jump rings are so thick and they are really hard to open. You have to do it this sideways that way.
I feel like that's like another class that Bead-A-Thon could do is like how to properly open and close a jump ring. I feel like I open them and then they just like never want to just like become quite perfect.
Oh, Sarah, you should know better than that.
I mean, I feel it. I don't know. Maybe I don't need to watch, but I need someone to watch me. Like, I feel like I like wiggle the jump ring too much.
Okay, that's possible.
Back and forth, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't want to go side to side for sure.
Right, back and forth, but still, I just like feel like I just missed the mark. Maybe when we do our show and tell Zoom for Beads and Blooms, I'll put the camera on my hand and y'all can tell you what's wrong.
Good critique. 20 people can critique your jump ring opening and closing.
Yeah, how many people can critique when I'm doing it? I like set myself up for trouble. No, I mean it though, like because we all learn from each other, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we do.
So true. Jump rings are tricky.
I'm putting all these little flowers on here.
Oh, put that up to the camera. Let us see that a little closer, Wendy.
See all these little flowers? I'm just putting them on this other 12 millimeter jump ring. And I'm going to put them all on. I used all the bead caps for that. They're so cute.
Oh, so pretty. I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I'm just going to hook the other chains all on here in the same order. So let's start over here. Just about did it backwards. And let's see, this little guy, I'll have to put a jump ring on. You guys, Jesse James Beads has the cutest chains. Oh my goodness. I
agree.
Oh, the ombre chains, those chevron chains.
Yes.
Oh,
I keep seeing people talking about those, but I haven't actually seen them yet.
Oh,
what's the story?
I just got the goose egg and it's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
They're beautiful.
I'm gonna link you guys to the chain. Let me see if I get all chain.
Chain.
And I have it sorting by the newest chain first. We're actually about to release a bunch of new chain today also. But just plain metal. This chain right here is like so fun. The ombre chevron chain. And I gotta tell you, that's it. Ouch. It's off in the comment there. I have to tell you, we hand dye this chain. It is dip dyed multiple times to get to this color pattern. It's 18 inches, or is it maybe 24 inches actually? No, 18 inches. But it matches our Color Trends bead mixes. We've got all these bead mixes. There's 20 different colors, and then we have chain that's chevron shaped, enameled, hand dyed by the amazing color artists at Jesse James Beads to match the bead mixes exactly. They're so pretty.
They are absolutely gorgeous. And I used the Ocean Color Trends. No, the Ocean Color Trends mix and the blue, like the turquoise chain.
Yes.
And that's coming up, I think, on Monday. That tutorial, but it made the prettiest necklace. It turned out so gorgeous. I can't wait to figure that one.
I'm putting a link.
The cool thing that I found about those chains in Tucson is that you can add links. They can add like a little jump ring.
Mhm.
to be able to dangle it from whatever you want to dangle it from.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be chain. It can be like a design component.
Yeah.
Yes. Kirsten Girdle says, Wendy, well done. Yes. Snaps for Wendy. Absolutely. I love it. It's so fun for us at Jessie James because we come up with these products that we're like, this is really cool. And then we put it in the hands of these epically amazing designers. And then it's like, yeah, this product is really cool.
Oh. That's so neat.
Oh, wow. Wendy, this came out so neat.
I'm going to put a parrot on it, I think. I
my
love it. The colors, it's just so pretty together, all these colors. And I may have to hook those on a jump ring and put them on there separate because it keeps wanting to flip around. But
Wow.
Wendy,
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. You're a lot more completed of a project than I.
well, I think mine was easier.
You even have a clasp on yours. Very impressive.
I think mine was easier.
Really
How
good.
did
I can
you
get it
do
clasped.
Flowers. Did we show with the it's with a bead cap and that little 3mm bead?
If I can get it on, I'll show it to you. I have to have Chris come in here and clasp it for me.
I get it. That's why I'm like stretch bracelets all the way, baby. Like grab and go out the door.
Yeah. He's doing dishes, by the way. He's a great man.
That is nice.
Let me see if I can get it on.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip over to Danielle while Wendy's getting her bracelet on. Sorry,
Chris can get it on me.
nothing's worse is like when you're struggling on someone and there's like all eyes on you.
I'll be right back.
Wendy some privacy for her bracelet. Wow, look at this, guys. Oh my gosh.
I'm playing with charms now to put on this little loop here. There's a extra spot and it needs something. And I'm not sure what I want to do yet. This one I think I'm going to save for an earring because it's it'll be bigger than the focal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with like, I don't know. I was even gonna just do some of these on a head pin as like the dangle. Or one of these little beads. I know there's one here that I was just had my eye on.
So cute.
But this is gonna be my favorite bracelet now. I'm just gonna wear this all the time.
I love that you
Oh.
repurposed the clasp container for that Tortuga strand. That was really clever. And
Yes.
I am fully doing that right now.
Right. I
There
figured
I
you'd
go.
like that, Meredith.
Taking
'Cause
my clasps out, and I'm putting my 3mm that I purposely did not cut because I didn't have a container, and I'm putting them in right now. That was a really good idea, Danielle.
You know,
thank you.
We've been working at Jessie James Beads for our Magical Mystery Bead Box program, especially to have more reusable containers. And you'll see with the March box that's shipping out tomorrow that all of your bead mixes are in sealable plastic bags rather than plastic bags that you can throw away. Because we know that, once you open up your bead mix, you probably want to store it somehow. And this is just one way to just be a little bit more environmentally conscious and also make things like better experience, I think. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I love reusable containers. I feel like I got a gift when there's a container like this.
Mhm.
And this is one from, I think this is the one you sent me the London fog mix in. And I've been using it to keep the rest of my little beads in there. So handy. I love them.
I love what's going on all these mats here. This box is just so much fun. And it's like, it's nice to get together and create and watch you all create here. But like, how fun just to get the box and also be able to have like your own little party. When you open the box, it's like a gift that you give yourself each month, and all these really fun, inspiring ideas that are yours can come out of it. Great.
Absolutely. I love opening the boxes because you don't know what's in it. You're surprised, and there's just something about that is so fun.
That's right.
I love doing.
We definitely should give ourselves more gifts, whether they're large gifts, whether they're small gifts, whether they're meaningful gifts. Well, they should always be meaningful gifts, but it doesn't have to be something so huge or so expensive. But we all deserve a treat, and I think that this is a great treat to give yourself or a friend too.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I feel like I talk about this a lot when we do Magical Mystery Bead Box creates like this. We give Axel Rose, our dog here, he gets bark box every month. Very exciting day in this household when bark box arrives. And I like to think of when we're upstairs packing up our 450 Magical Mystery Bead Boxes to ship out for this month, that we've got like 450 happy little puppies that are getting in the mail every month.
I love that, Sarah. And I bet that you're absolutely right. So what I ended up doing is putting some more beads actually on a piece of bead stringing wire, and then crimping it to the 2 wrapped loops.
Oh. Yeah,
So not only do I have a kind of a nice beaded section in the middle, but then the opportunity to change over to that wrapped loop and wire work component. And I think that is the perfect way to have my Pirate dangle do lay nicely as the first row of my, and maybe it'll only be a double strand necklace, but I really like the idea of this bead sitting like right in the what is that place called in your neck, like right below your neck but before your décolletage, right in that spot.
It's your professor,
it's your Professor Nate, and then this can come down a little bit.
I love it.
Oh, that's cute.
Meredith, I like how you showed us how to coordinate stringing wire with structured hard craft wire, because craft wire can be really fun to string with because it gives your piece that like sturdy structure. And what Meredith has done here is he's like combined that like structural link element with that like fluid flowy 49 strand. It looks great. I feel like it's going to hang beautifully.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. I hope so. And I like that also that the chain is going to add a totally different kind of an element to it as well. The challenge will be, and I'll have to get a bust out to do it, is how to get the lengths quite right so that this kind of hangs down like that. And then this is more of a choker. It's really what I'm trying to say. More of a choker length. I think that will look really, really pretty. And then maybe something in the center, but I don't think so. Although I don't know, maybe that in the center.
That could be really cool.
Would be really fun.
So with that, Meredith, I have a question. When you get to this level and you're looking down your mat, you've been designing like downwards, will you pick your beads up and finish the designs on the bust, or will you do it on the mat and then kind of like go back and forth until you massage it out?
I will definitely go back and forth. The bust is a great way to get the lengths laying the right way when you're doing a multi-strand necklace. A lot of people will start that. I will start that process also on a bead board, but I find that there's nothing, like no matter how many calculations you do, how much math is involved, there's always something that goes wrong. And so if you do it the right way if you use a bust or a mannequin or even a person, before I even had I would just put it on myself and kind of jigger with it a little bit. And then sometimes I just throw caution to the wind and hope it's going to work out. And most of the time it does. But sometimes not quite how I wanted it to. So working on a bust and then taking it down and fiddling out the sizes a little bit more, the lengths a little bit, putting it back on, making sure that I like how it's laying, generally will work out.
That's gorgeous.
It really is so pretty. Love it. Now, Wendy, I'm going to flip us one more time back to Wendy. Yeah, this is so pretty, Meredith.
Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, Wendy acquired a parrot friend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
I thought it needed a parrot dangle. It's so cute. But yeah.
Wow. And he's got like all his gold doubloons on the other side.
Yeah, he's very fancy.
He is fancy, yes.
But I just love these colors with the gold. It's so pretty. So yeah. You could wear it that way if you wanted to. So blingy.
I love that. Like that class.
Mhm.
I made a bracelet for a friend of mine with some red circular donut beads on them. And the bracelet broke, or the jump ring busted, probably because I need jump ring class. And I fixed it for her, and I used one of these sparkly clasps on it, and her bracelet flips around like that, just like how Wendy's showing us, because it does that sometimes. Your bracelet will be top heavy, flips around to the back. And isn't that so fun when you have a cool clasp and like maybe a little like surprise in the back? So that it's like it's almost like a reversible something or another.
Yeah. I love a good bracelet.
So good. Wow. And then one more time to Danielle's overhead before we say goodbye. Danielle, you are a machine with creative jewelry. It is so fun to watch you work.
Oh, thank you. I finished this one up. I put a little dangle on it. This one came out really cute.
Oh, that is cute.
It's
So
adorable.
it's just a cool toggle bracelet.
Wow. It's
I love
so
that.
fashionable. And it just goes to show you that like cool jewelry, like fun jewelry doesn't need to be hard.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just love it when I let myself string. Just stringing
Yeah.
beautifully. And sometimes like when I'll get a strand, I don't want to cut the strand because it's already so perfect the way it's strung. So I'll just string it as it is and wear it.
Uh-huh.
That's
I
both
know, I
the
feel like
blessing
that's
and the curse of the Jessie James bead strands is that
They're
they're
so-
so perfect. You don't want to mess the order up, but then you're like, oh, well, what about this? And what about this? And I could put these two together.
Yep, exactly. So that's why you need to.
Oh my gosh.
And I just played with leather. I was just kind of goofing with something a little asymmetrical, but kind of fun.
I love
It's
it.
just a sliding. Let's see if I can get this on.
Okay, Danielle. So from the Magical Mystery Bead Box, I feel like we've seen a lot of jewelry. How many pieces of jewelry are on your table or like in your arm's reach from this Magical Mystery Bead Box?
From just this box? Well, I had 2 boxes.
Okay, to be fair.
But
right.
so there's the three here, the earrings in my ears. I switched to these ones. So 1, 2, 3. Here's 4, 5. There's the necklace is 6. You got these guys 7,
Wow.
8.
It's
Here's
amazing.
9. And I think there's a 10 somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
Forgot these guys. 10.
So cool. 10 items. And we usually put 8 to 10 items in each box between like bead mixes and strands and chain. And this month has got some cord in it.
Oh yeah.
Can't tell the secrets.
Go ahead, Sarah.
What else is in it?
Keep talking.
No, everyone likes to be surprised. But we've got like many different ways to sign up. You can go to jessiejamesbeads.com, and on the top it says, let me just see what on the top menu bar it says Bead Box. And underneath that, you can either like see some of our past boxes, and then there's a bunch of different ways to subscribe. The longer you sign up for, the better your savings are. But you could even just go month to month if you wanted to try it out. And I hope that if you've ever thought about joining Magic Mystery Bead Box, that you'll come check it out, because this has just been so much fun watching our amazing designers here create. Like I just love it. I love it. Thank you all.
Thanks for having us, Sarah. This is super fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like time flies when you're having fun. I wasn't even like, we're like 15 minutes past our cutoff time. I could just hang out with you.
I know. I want to keep going.
And lucky for us that we do all get to hang out again. We will be back for the 2nd annual Springtime All Heart JJB event. It's Beads and Blooms 2023. You can learn more about that at jessiejamesbeads.com underneath events. And how cool that we're going to get to hang out with Danielle Wickes, Wendy Whitman, Meredith Roddy. We've got an entire team of designers, 7 designers teaching wire wrapping and macrame and seed beads and stringing and leather knotting. Like,
Oh, wow.
the list goes on.
Wow.
It's going to be great.
I always have so much fun.
So with that, I wish you all a really wonderful evening. My gratitude is endless for getting to for one, getting to hang out with you all, and two, just like being able to have this space to share this incredible designer's talent and our passion for the Magical Mystery Bead Box with all of our fans out there. So round of applause for everyone for joining and for our designers here.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sarah.
Wendy, safe travels on your trip tonight. And Danielle and Meredith, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you again for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Sarah.
us.
All right. Au revoir, everybody. Till next time.